Hello and welcome to the Longines Global Champions Tour here in Monaco. And what else would we do in Monaco? But we've headed out into the bay in this absolutely stunning Riva boat. It's an absolute pleasure to be on, and joining me to enjoy the pleasure is Marco Kutscher. Marco, great to see you here. It's a tough one for the season, I know. Stunning, well, boat to go out into the bay on, but the backdrop behind us of Monte Carlo and Monaco for an event, and just looking behind us at what it offers, it's so special, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's a very nice experience for me, because maybe without the horses I would never join this, so it's nice to be part of it, and it's a pleasure for me to be here.
Well, here this week competing, of course, for top prize money here once again, leg 7 of the Longines Global Champions Tour. But let's go back a few weeks. First of all, Shanghai and China, a very, very different setting, and that was a great week for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I was very lucky that weekend. Both of my horses were jumping amazing, and the prize money was very good. So for me, it was a super show, even if I was not placed in the Global Champions Tour show class. But anyway, I won around $200,000, which was for me in my life so far the best show.
It was a good week.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, prize money in the sport now, and the way the Longines Global Champions Tour has changed prize money makes a big difference. I mean, we've been talking today about what kind of operation that you as a rider have to run now, and how many staff you have to be able to go to all of these events.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big logistic thing behind it. I'm running now my own stable together with my partner Eva, and we need a lot of stuff, as I'm not at home during the week, just 3 days, and for the rest my horses need to get ridden by other people. You need now and then 2 trucks, because at the same time you have maybe one show in Shanghai and the weekend before a different show, so it's a lot of things you have to think about, and which means also a lot of cost. And from that point of view, the prize money helps a bit. Absolutely
makes a big difference. And of course the horses flying all around the world now, and amazing, the welfare of the horses in terms of flying is top class. But we look at the nations that are competing. A few weeks ago in Cannes, 24 nations, different nations competing. It is really a truly global sport, and for you, seeing riders now coming from not just the heartland of the sport in Germany, where you're so strong anyway, but seeing riders coming from all around the world coming to compete against you.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is development during the past years. This also because the global tour, or which makes the global tour makes it happen. Many riders are able to compete on top level. Like nowadays, when you are in a jump-off, you have riders who are also able to compete against the best and even beat them. And I think this is very, very good for our sport.
And in terms of sport, I mean, you've seen some really competitive rounds with your horses in the last few weeks. Cornet's Cristallo has been right at the top of the game.
Yeah, I'm very lucky that I still have this horse. When I left Ludger's stable, he supported me also to keep this horse, and I'm very happy in this moment. And he has been in a great form during the past weeks. To win the Grand Prix in Saint-Tropez was one of the top spots, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, and I hope that he will keep this shape.
You mentioned there, I mean, you were based with Luca Beerbaum for a number of years. What were the key things that you took out from working with a real star like that?
I've been there for 15 years, and the 15 years have been really good for me, and I think also for Ludger. So it was a good partnership. But then I was thinking maybe to do something else, to do something together with my girlfriend, as we have been together 10 years as well. So and she has her own barn. So for me it took me a long time to think about and take the decision to do it, but so far I'm very happy about it. And also I'm happy because I could keep all my horses, and Ludger supported me for this, and my owners, some of them I had before, they kept on going and working with me. So I'm a lucky guy in this.
So I mean, you started with Ludger when you were in your early 20s. I mean, what was that like working with him? What are the key things that you've taken away from working with Ludger?
Yeah, it's like if you watch him, the way he's doing, it's not only his riding, the way he's doing his life, his business. He's very straight, he's very disciplined, and it's just a pleasure to work with him. And it's quite easy. When it's going, it's okay, and when not, he tells you what to change, and he supports you every day. So, and this you can see, I think there's not one stable in the world who has all these good riders he had in the past years. We were now and then, when I was there, with 4 riders competing on 5-star level, and to make all these riders, you know, be able to compete on these shows with horses, it's really difficult. All the others are struggling sometimes if they have 1 rider, and he made it happen with 4, sometimes 5. So it's amazing what he's doing, not only for himself, but also for other people, and for his stable, for his business. And it was for me a really nice time, 15.
And we talk about some of those riders in there. You yourself, of course, Henrik von Eckermann, Philipp Weishaupt,
Christian Kuckuck now, who nearly became German champion 2 weeks ago. He had 1 down in the last round. In the end, he became 4th, but otherwise he would have become German champion. He's also, I think, a guy which we will see in the future in the top sport. So he helps other people to come up and to grow, and he likes it, and he has fun. And this is really what I like with Lutke.
And in terms of talking about horses, I mean, you yourself winning the European Championships back in 2005 now, Montenda. How old would you have been then, and what was that horse like?
I was 30 when in 2005, and that was an amazing time. When I had Montenda, I had Cash at that time already, Contreau, which was another contender stallion. I had like really good horses, and the year before I got 2 medals on the Olympics, and that time we won many Nations Cups, so it was like a super time.
A golden period.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm really, at that time I didn't really realize how nice and how good it was. And you were also thinking that everything is easy. Okay, nowadays I know that it's not. But at that time there were like 2, 3, 4 years which were like very successful with top horses.
And in terms of that, I mean, Germany is so strong in the sport. It's actually hard for even riders like you, even when you had Montenda and horses like Kornet Obolensky, to get on teams because it's so strong.
Yeah, when I remember that time, I was in both years, the Olympics in Athens and the Europeans in San Patrignano. I was both times not in the team. I got in because 1 year Marcus Enings for pleasure got injured, and the other years, I think it was Meredith's horse who had a problem. So I was always 5 and 6. I got in, and I was really lucky to take the chance. But it's still the same. But also everything has changed a bit. I mean, when you ride nowadays a Nations Cup, it's like you need to have a really, really strong team, even as a German team. Normally you are one of the favorites, but it has changed. But I think I really liked it, that there's more competition and that there are other countries who are getting stronger. And it's not that it works on its own. We are also a little bit struggling in this moment in Germany, as our horses are running out. Some of them are old. We have good riders, but for sure we need better horses.
Well, one of the horses that I alluded to there was Kornet Obolensky, which was the ride of yours, the stallion, that's now a hugely influential stallion, including the sire of your top horse at the moment, Kornet Cristallo, from that point of view.
Yeah.
How good a horse was that to ride, and how is that horse transferring that talent on now?
Yeah, it was an amazing horse from the beginning on. Kornet Obolensky was already a star when he was 2.5 on the stallion approval. He was jumping outstanding. Everybody was talking about him. And when we got the horse in our stable as a 4-year-old, and I saw him the first time, I knew that this is a special horse and that he can, or he should do championships. And luckily it went in a good way, but he was quite difficult to ride. You know, it was not so easy. He had a strong character, and makes it sometimes for me not easy in the ring. I always try to find a good solution with him, but we also had like bad moments. When I remember about the Olympics in Hong Kong, when he was 9, it was maybe a little bit too early, and also all the circumstances behind it, like traveling the horses or bringing the horses to Hong Kong already 6 weeks before the Olympics. For him in the end it was not a good decision to do it this way, but yeah, that happened, and I was lucky to be in the team in the 2011 Europeans in Madrid, at least to win a medal with him. Absolutely. Which was always the goal and the aim, and for sure I thought maybe I could do it one day in an individual medal, but yeah, it didn't work.
It was a gold though in 2011, which was nice.
But for the rest, as a stallion, he is outstanding. For me, he's the best breeding stallion, show jumping stallion in the world.
Marco, thank you very, very much for joining us this fabulous Riva vote, and a thank you to Riva as well, because of course we're going to rejoin everything that's going on in the Longines Global Champions Tour here in Monaco. As you can see behind us, well, we've got a tough day ahead of us, but also you've got a tough day ahead with lots of good competition coming up. Good luck for the rest of the week.
Thank you.
In the meantime, we'll enjoy. Thank you for joining us on the Longines Global Champions Tour, and quite simply, enjoy the view.